Hello students, today I shall be dealing with a benign condition of the breast. We call it ANDI, A-N-D-I. Full form of ANDI is aberrations of normal development and involution. Previously, different clinicians, they named different diseases under different headings. All the benign diseases they have come may be aberrations of physiological changes to the well-developed disease entity under the heading ANDI. Etiology of ANDI includes the mild disturbance of breast function to a well-developed disease entity. It also includes the cyclical changes throughout the menstrual cycle during reproductive period of their life. Then what are the pathology of ANDI and what are the diseases comes under the group ANDI? The pathological changes consists of 4 features, that is cyst formation, fibrosis, epitheliosis and papillomatosis. First and foremost is the cyst formation. It is due to involution in the breast due to aging process. Slight disturbance or aberrations in the physiological changes will lead to cyst formation. Cysts may be of different sizes. Then fibrosis. Fat and elastic tissue of the breast is replaced by fibrous tissue. The breast becomes inelastic and interstitial tissue consists of white fibrous trabeculae. Then next to fibrosis is epitheliosis. There is epithelial hyperplasia in the breast. The duct tissue and the glandular tissue epithelium undergoes hyperplasia. Due to hyperplasia, due to extreme hyperplasia in some cases, the epithelium changes into formation of papilla. That condition is known as papillomatosis. So these are the 4 features of ANDI. Then coming to clinical features of ANDI. The clinical features are many, but mostly it presents in the form of lumpiness in the breast, lumpiness in an area of breast. This may be unilateral or bilateral. Lumpiness is usually present in cases of upper and outer quadrants of the breast. It may present as well-defined localized lump. Discrete appearance of lumpiness is rare. Then next to lumpiness in the breast, next clinical feature common present is pain in the breast. That is known as mastalgia. In ANDI, sometimes well-defined lump is present clinically. That lump is due to number 1, a breast cyst. Cyst may be of varied size. Then next appearance in well-defined lump in presence in cases of fibroadenoma. This is also called mouse in the breast because if you try to examine, it slips. True lipoma of the breast is rare. Then comes the features of lumpiness. It may be due to hyperplasia, fibrosis. The lump is very painful sometimes mild pain. Size of the lump and the pain in the lump may vary with the cyclical changes of menstruation. Maximum lumpiness and pain and tenderness is present before menstruation. Sometimes this lumpiness reduced in size and pain is relieved to a variable extent after the menstrual cycle. Increased lumpiness and tenderness both are relieved after menstruation. After cyclical mastalgia, we shall come to the non-cyclical mastalgia or pain in the breast which is not related to menstrual cycle. This non-cyclical mastalgia is more common in perimenopausal than in postmenopausal women. In perimenopausal women, non-cyclical mastalgia results from usually perirectal mastitis. In some cases, it is due to referred pain of musculoskeletal disorders. Then postmenopausal women who is not on hormone replacement therapy, the mastalgia is due to usually chest pain, pain in the neck and back. 5% of carcinomas sometimes present with pain in the breast in postmenopausal women. Then coming to treatment of lumpy breast. If on clinical examination lump is present, usually in the upper outer quadrant or maybe anywhere in one breast, in that case, clinically, if the lumps seems to be benign, still go for mammography and ultrasonography. If by both these investigations it proves to be benign condition, then firm reassurance has to be given and has to be mentioned that patient is not having carcinoma. Firm reassurance followed by re-examine the patient after 6 weeks. If the lump still persists after 6 weeks, then we have to go for multiple biopsies. FNAC may has to be taken. If it fails, if it becomes negative, in that case, core biopsy has to be taken from the lump and disease has to be excluded. Then What about pain in the breast or mastalgia? Again, if pain and tenderness in the breast, they interfere with the patient's day-to-day life, works, sexual activities. In that case, again form reassurance that no cancer is present. At the same time, caffeine drinks has to be avoided. If the patient is having pain with cyclical changes, if the reassurance and the fails, then go for support to the breast. Firm bra is used during daytime and soft during night hours. The pain may be relieved to some extent. If the condition is not relieved by reassurance and other measures, some drugs are to be used. Evening primrose oil given in adequate doses 500 mg 3 times daily for 3 months. 50% of patients are get relieved of pain and lump due to use of evening primrose oil or Primosa. It works more in females above 40 years of age. If the patient is younger, in that case, we can use antigonadotrophins or Dianazole. Other drugs which are used are prolactin inhibitors like prolactin. In some cases, rarely, where the excess sensitivity of the tissue to estrogen is supposed, in that case, anti-estrogens are useful. That is tamoxifen. So by these two things, the features of ND, they are get relieved of. But lastly, what happens due to use of drugs, if the condition subsides, recurs after few months or 1 to 2 years, in that case also we have to again repeat the drugs. There is no benefit from going for surgery in this case. Next day I shall be dealing with the breast cysts, fibroadenoma and other benign conditions of the breast. Thank you.